But it's so much better to hear a mic'd up linebacker coming at the quarterback and you're hearing the footsteps and you're hearing the roars. It's like, and the grunts, and you're like, he's about to get pancaked right now.
Like Roquan was doing to CJ, he's like, I almost got you. He's like, well, you wanted that, didn't you?
I still can't believe they traded for him when they said the Bears were he's available for trade. I'm like, Ravens, do whatever you can, give him everything.
Whatever,
and then 3 months later, the trade happened. I'm like, my manifestation came true. That stuff's real, man. Because
Yeah, buddy. Welcome back to another episode of Cinco Squad. Where else would you be on Thursday than watching us? Beautiful faces every Thursday. Of course, I'm Jonathan Sawyer. With me and my brothers, Mike DeSanto, Grandpa Jay, searching for us in Trey Day. Fellas, happy Thursday. We got conference championship coming up.
Yes.
College basketball is heating up. Trey's making noise. I can't believe it. Jamie's searching for
I'm
shit.
cheering.
All kicking off.
This show's going off the rails. I don't know what to do.
Championship Sunday in the NFL. And it's out in California, Northern California.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have a lot in store for this show, so make sure you tune in. We got NFL talk, and we have a special guest with Fonz DeFalco coming on the show. Can't wait to have a conversation with him. And his Ravens are in the championship weekend, so make sure you tune in.
You're trying to get that script out there already? Come on, bro. Tell us about the script.
Sorry.
The Super Bowl logo.
Halftime show.
We got exit meetings because at Cinco Squad we have exit meetings. But first, let's get us over to Mikey Mike, because we always want to know what's on his mind. Mike,
Yes.
What's on your mind?
Well, it just so happens I had a little bit of help this week, gentlemen, as far as what's on Mike's mind. Our very own Grandpa Jay passed me a little social media fun fact note, and it was just too good and too applicable to this week to not use. So, here is our fact of the week. Applicable, yeah.
Nice.
We bring big words in Mike's mind. Mike's mind is full of big words that are unnecessary.
Words are unnecessary, so Mike's mind will be telepathic tonight. Good luck, everybody.
So our fact of the week on Mike's mind is, you guys know Marvin Gaye? Marvin Gaye, the famous singer?
Uh-huh.
Famous singer Marvin Gaye. Is that Marvin Gaye or was that Luther Vandross?
No, that's Marvin Gaye.
Okay, nice. So, Marvin Gaye once tried out for the Detroit Lions. After fellow singer and friend Tammy Terrell passed away, Gaye had fallen into a deep depression. So he began to train in an attempt to join the Lions. It just so happened he had two friends that played for the team, and they surprised him with a meeting with the team's head coach at the time, Joe Schmidt. He then got a 3-day tryout on the field of the University of Michigan, where he worked out as a running back, tight end, wide receiver, and fullback. Unfortunately, he did not earn a spot on the team.
He kept the vibes going pretty good, though.
I'm sure he did. And he was 31 years old at the time, so conceivably a 31-year-old Marvin Gaye nearly played in the NFL.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
How embarrassing would that be? Like you're sitting there, you're trying to catch him running a touchdown. He's just singing all the way through, and he's singing really well, putting on a show. And the guy starts dancing. He's just like, "Okay, I can rock with this."
Yeah.
Catch him,
Coach. I can't. Coach, he runs a 4.3 like Cat Williams. I can't catch him. But yeah, no. I just when Jay sent that to me, I was like, "Damn, he did." Like, I got to use that this week. With the Lions, finally being back in the NFC Championship game, I was like, man, imagine what they could have done this week if they had Marvin Gaye at running back. I think that would have been a perfect combination for the city of Detroit and its football team.
I guess it's a trend for me right now, saying so long farewell to my team's favorite players or my team's coaches, because so long farewell to Jim Harbaugh as he enters the NFL for a second time. And I completely understand. You came to Michigan to do a job. To number one, beat Ohio State. Number two, win a national title. and, of course, win a Big Ten title. You accomplished all three of those, and I couldn't be happier as a Michigan fan. But, man, it sucks that we are on the coaching search again. You were 86-25, 2023 national champion, 3-time Big Ten champion, and a one-time Coach of the Year. All very, very great accomplishments. Wish you the best of luck with the Chargers. But Michigan, do not just go hire someone on the staff or just anyone. We had this happen when Lloyd Carr decided to bounce, and we went to Rich Rod, then Brady Hoke. Those two messes. Take your time finding the coach. You really don't have time, but you need to take your time because Michigan is a wanted place where coaches are going to want to coach, especially if they're in a lesser conference. Look at Kansas State's coach. Look at Matt Campbell at Iowa State. Take your time with this choice because this could set up the next 10 years instead of setting back the next 10 years. So best of luck to Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers. I think he's going to do a fantastic job. He was this close from winning a Super Bowl last time, and they shut the lights out on him. But best of luck to you and the Chargers, and go blue.
But you know what else is perfect, guys? Jamie's Locks of the Week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we are back on the 500 train. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to a perfect week last week. Thank you, Green Bay Packers. And you know how it is already. Novak in Australia, it's automatic. So I bet you guys think I'm going back to Australia. And I was thinking about doing it. But Yannick Sinner's a tough opponent for Novak. In fact, he did beat him last time they played at the end of year tournament, but Novak came and beat him in the final. So I'm not going to touch that because I don't think that's a lock. I have a lot of confidence in Novak, but I don't really have it on lock. So we're going to go with the absolute locks of the week. You know I'm going to throw a Sunday lock in there, but we're going to go ahead and stick to two on Saturday here. I'm going with two teams that are on absolute fuego right now. One being Creighton, and Creighton is going against a very lowly team in DePaul at home. I think Creighton's probably going to be at least 17.5-point favorites. Give me all 17.5 points. I don't care. I'll start the game off down 18-0. I think Creighton still ends up winning this game by over 20 points. Take Creighton to cover. That is an automatic lock for the week. And then I was going to go with the home team. Kentucky really let me down this week. Prior to losing to South Carolina, they were the nation's top scoring team. They come up with an absolute dud, barely get over 60 points. Now we've dropped to second. Boo-hoo. But I'm not going with my Cats because I think Arkansas might be a little bit of an issue for us because they're athletic. I'm actually going to go with the other team Trey spoke about last week. That's his early lock for winning a national championship. That's Auburn. Auburn's in the top 10. Last time they played Mississippi State, this team wasn't as athletic. They weren't as good. They weren't as fired up. Auburn is going to whoop that ass on the road. So go ahead and take a parlay for however many you want. Parlay $50 on this. I guarantee you probably end up winning at least $250. Imagine what you could do with an extra $250 in your pocket. So we got Auburn covering over Mississippi State. Take whatever the points are. Right now, it's going to shift. And then Creighton over DePaul. Take the points. And look, man, we all say it, and we're going to say it. You're going to hear it in this show most likely. Detroit is a team of destiny, and that destiny is going to land in San Francisco this week, and they're getting 7 points. Give me those 7 all day long because I don't think the Niners win by 7. So here we go. You got to run with Auburn. This team's on fuego. They're going to beat Mississippi State on the road and cover. And then Creighton's hosting DePaul, and they cannot win a game right now. They're like 3-15. So go ahead and take Creighton to cover. And on Sunday, give me those Lions, baby. Give me all 7 points. And I think they might even walk out of San Fran with the dub. That, ladies and gentlemen, are your locks of the week.
And Auburn just lost this past week. So they lost to Alabama yesterday. So
that's perfect. I love teams coming off of losses going into the weekend. I'm sick and tired of the Baseball Hall of Fame committee because you guys are a bunch of joker smokers. You guys are like a bunch of frat kids at a frat house having a party, and we don't let you in because your daddy doesn't have enough money, or you're not coming inside because you're not dressed properly. I'm freaking sick of it, man. How can you leave freaking Gary Sheffield out? That is absolute debauchery. How the hell can you leave Gary Sheffield out? And of course, they're still seeing names like Manny Ramirez and Alex Rodriguez on the list, and that's my point. You're leaving it out because of allegations. There's no proof. He may have had a conversation with There's no proof. The guy had a Hall of Fame career. There's no reason why he should have been on his 10th year and not made it in. That Hall of Fame committee, whoever's on it, that old boys club shit, I hate it. I hate it. If my kid ever asks me to go to Cooperstown, I'm going to tell him, fuck that shit. I'm taking you somewhere else because Cooperstown ain't worth it because the players who should be in there aren't going to end up in there. And I'm sick and tired of it.
All right, now we're on to the NFL talk. NFL Championship Sunday is here, and we have a special guest today. We have a guy that has 3 podcasts, because why would you just have one? He's the host of Fonz Talks Jerseys, Slickback Kickback Report, and a co-host with Mike DeSanto at Four Corners. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Fonz DeFalco. Fonz, welcome to the show.
Guys, it is an absolute honor to be on Cinco Squad. You guys are killing it with your stuff, and somehow Mike convinced you guys to let me on the show, and I am very happy to be here to talk some Raven stuff. Again, this is a good opportunity. Love what you guys are doing. You guys are absolutely killing it.
Definitely. It's been a long time coming. We've been talking about it for a while. I know we've been going back and forth, and we got to get you on someday. We got to collab. And finally, we're here. So looking forward to it. Let's start it off. Let's kick it off down there. We'll go right into it.
Oh, boy.
What are your thoughts on your game this weekend? Are you confident? That defense was mowing guys down against Houston.
I'm not going to lie. For a quick second, I was a tad nervous. I mean, when you're playing against the Chiefs, I was like, I'm a little nervous here and there. But I said this on past podcast episodes and whatever. This is the best Ravens team I've seen in quite some time. I think it's better than their 14-2 Lamar MVP season. And it was a good team, but the improvement with Lamar in the passing game has been incredible. He threw some dimes last week against the Houston Texans, and the defense has improved so much, even without their starting corner, Marlon Humphrey, the secondary stepping up nicely. And I think the acquisition, I've said this for a long time, the Roquan Smith addition to this defense has been like literally night and day. And I liked Patrick Queen for a while, and I'm like, they need a better on-ball linebacker to put Queen on the off-ball. And look what happened. Now they're both Pro Bowlers, both all-pro guys. This is a great duo, and I'm just confident in this team. I really am, and I got nervous though because again, you say Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, whatnot, but I'm excited for this. I'm excited. I didn't think they'd be. I wasn't sure about it because we talked about the Lamar takes. Everyone says he's a running back and whatnot too, on his way to his second MVP. I'm just feeling great. I'm on cloud 9, guys, with this team right now.
You know what pisses me off, Bonds, is that we are so in love with offense, right? And all of us are kind of guilty of that, except John. John loves a 3-0 game. If you can give him a baseball score and a football game,
I love a defensive game. I love defense.
Right? We're so in love with the offensive side of the ball that Smith and Queen did not get the credit they deserved for the year they're having this year. And if you compare it to that Ravens D that got all the respect in the league, I mean, I don't know how many the defense outscored. I think there was 3 or 4 games they outscored the offense. So of course they did very impressive things. Might be more than that many games. But to me, I'm still wondering why these guys aren't getting the credit they deserve, because they pretty much said, jump on our back. Lamar, you don't even have to be MVP, but if you are, we're probably going to win a Super Bowl. And hey, you are. Why do they not give these guys the credit they deserve?
I mean, you just said it. We're all guilty of it. It's just it's like a pass-happy league. We all want the flashy, offensive skill guys, the flashy quarterbacks, the fast receivers and whatnot, too. There's proof with the past couple of MVPs. Has there ever been a defensive MVP outside of Lawrence Taylor? I can't. It's just the quarterback, the flashy quarterback. The occasional running back with AP here and there, too. But I'm with John. Once in a while, I like the high-scoring offenses. I like the 70-point Dolphins team. That was fun to watch. But once in a while, I want a 9-6 Steelers-Ravens Sunday Night Football game because that gets me going. I need at least one every single year. We didn't get it this year, but once in a while, I like a good defensive game too. So, but it's just the way it is now. It's with the highlights on Instagram and everything too. People watch it now. They want to see these crazy plays because you don't really see a lot of Instagram real high. I'm just using that as an example of defensive highlights, except for the crazy sports nuts like us. I'll check that out once in a while, but the regular casual fan would want to see Lamar's best plays or Tyreek Hill's fastest routes and whatnot too. So it's just kind of the era with social media and kind of just people just wanting to check out highlights now.
But it's so much better to hear a mic'd up linebacker coming at the quarterback and you're hearing the footsteps and you're hearing the roars. It's like, and the grunts, and you're like, he's about to get pancaked right now.
Like Roquan was doing to CJ, he's like, I almost got you. He goes, well, you wanted that, didn't you?
I still can't believe they traded for him when they said the Bears were he's available for trade. I'm like, Ravens, do whatever you can, give him everything.
Whatever,
and then 3 months later, the trade happened. I'm like, my manifestation came true. That stuff's real, man. Because
and I was begging for Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman to go trade for Roquan when he was doing it because they got TJ Edwards, and I was like, all right, I'll do that swap out every day.
Do that.
If you have TJ, I'll take Roquan. This Ravens defense is looking like the 2000s Ravens defense. Right now.
And there's other guys that we haven't mentioned. Kyle Hamilton. Stepped up nicely at the safety spot. Justin Matabike, contract year, 12 and a half sacks, if I'm not mistaken, maybe close to 13 or something, double digits for interior lineman. Yeah. He's going to get paid this. I hope they re-sign him, but he stepped up nicely. Late round pick, and that's what the Ravens do. Draft these guys later in the rounds or trade them from teams that really don't want them anymore. That's kind of just how they build this defense. They have the 1 or 2 high draft picks, but majority of those guys are either lower round draft picks from their own draft, or they get them from other teams that just didn't want them anymore, which is just credit to the organization. I've always said Ravens are one of the best well-run organizations. Might be a little bit biased here, guys, but I think they're one of the better well-run organizations in all of the NFL.
Maybe a little.
Well, you got a rival above you. Well, in my screen, it's above you. In Trey Day, he's a Steelers fan. I think he may have something different. So Trey Day, what do you think?
No, I mean, so I give them the Ravens credit all year for being a good team. If you told me what I want to win this game, I kind of want the Ravens to win. Get some fresh blood. Who do I think is going to win this game? Y'all act like the Chiefs got a bum-ass defense over there. The Chiefs defense also carried them all year. I think we're actually dismissing that good defense. We're dismissing Chris Jones. We're dismissing some of the good athletes that they have over there. And at the end of the day, fucking Michael Jordan plays quarterback for the fucking Kansas City Chiefs. I told you that last week.
And Karl Malone plays quarterback.
I told you that last week. Did I not tell you last week? Josh Allen was Karl Malone. I told you that last week. Did he not show? The mailman doesn't play on Sundays, right?
Karl Malone last week.
Yes, I said it last week. I'm still standing by that. Yeah, I'm sick of all the Taylor Swift shit and all that type of shit too. But until I see otherwise proven, I'm just gonna have to go out here and pick. As a betting man, I would pick the Chiefs. If you told me who I'd rather go to the Super Bowl, it would be the Ravens, just because I want to see fresh blood. I'm not gonna slip on those guys though, because everything that we thought the Chiefs were, these guys can't catch. Dudes actually caught the ball. Okay, well, people aren't getting open. People fucking found ways to get open. The defense has been shaky, but last week they figured it out. I trust Andy Reid when it comes down to it. Until I see proven otherwise, I got to say the Chiefs are going to put this up. And the other thing, too, and I told y'all this before, everybody want to talk about Patrick Mahomes never played a road playoff game, as if that really means something. But y'all think Patrick Mahomes is a shitty road quarterback? Think about it this way. You know why Patrick Mahomes didn't play a road playoff game? Because he won all his road games during the regular season, so he always had the highest seeds, so he didn't have to go on the road, because he is historically one of the best road playoff quarterbacks in NFL history. So, no, you think he's going to be scared to go to M&T? No, he's not going to be fucking scared to go to M&T Bank Stadium. I like Lamar. I hope the best for him. But he ain't fucking Jordan over there.
I was getting ridiculed this week on my Ravens take. Absolutely ridiculed that I was saying that. Fonz, basically my biggest take last week was, how can the Ravens perform as a 1 seed? Because as you remember, the last time you guys were a 1 seed, the 14-2, outside the playoffs in the division round. People were roasting me. They're like, oh, how does that feel? Like, oh, look at that. I'm like, I'm just saying, let's go game by game type thing. I don't know. Before the Houston game, I was saying Kansas City's just going to run right through the AFC. But after seeing y'all boys go out there and do what they did, it's going to be tough. Those corners the Chiefs' defense is really depleted right now. They're hurt. You know, they're not. I think they're missing like 3 guys on the defensive side for next week. I don't know if McDuffie's playing, who's one of the better corners. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a shootout. I think.
I heard Mikey has a Taylor Swift poster behind those jerseys hanging.
He does. We're waiting to pull it out for the Super Bowl.
Are you riding that Swift train all the way to Vegas this year?
Well, so first off, Fonz, I'll say the most impressive part of the Ravens team this year for me has been the full emergence of Gus Edwards, who was who at one point was, I believe it was back in the 14-2 team, was like the third or fourth string running back, but behind Ingram, and I think Hill was involved there. I think at one point
Hill was a rookie, but he was more of like the pass catching third down guy for them. Yeah.
So Gus was like a big back, but he wasn't heavily used, especially with Ingram on the team. So I credit to Baltimore for sticking with him and continuing to develop him. And now, please don't re-sign him so that the Giants can get a power back again, like Brandon Jacobs. But unfortunately, Fonz, I'm going to use one of your own lines against you. Don't do it.
Yeah, you really
don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Fonz, when he was playing Tom Brady, Fonz historically said to everybody, when anybody ever doubted Tom Brady in the playoffs, don't do it.
Still don't doubt him.
Still don't doubt him. Don't doubt he's going to come back.
I agree.
But exactly, my point with Mahomes. Just
I'm not buying he's retired. He's coming back. Not buying it. Not yet.
But yeah, so I'm sorry. I hope for your sake, Fonz, as my friend, I hope that the Ravens can get you to the Super Bowl and get you a Super Bowl championship. But until, as I said last week, until the Kansas City Chiefs give me reason to doubt them, I'm not going to doubt them.
Here, let me take a swing at this.
Here's Mr. Doubter right here. Go ahead, Jamie. Go ahead.
If y'all needed someone to bring some haterade to the player haterade ball, how about Jay right here with his cane? Fuck Patrick Mahomes and the damn Taylor Swifties and Chiefs. Spawns, I'm with you. I'm riding high on that Ravens train. I'm sick and tired of seeing that team do the stumble in and they stumble into the playoffs. And they do it on purpose. It's like they want to pretend that they're the underdog, but you're never the underdog. You're always the team to beat. Everybody knows that. But they try and play it off so much like, oh, we're not the team to beat this year. Yeah, you are. You're the team to beat because they're the defending AFC champs. So, of course, you're the team to beat in the AFC. I'm tired of it, though.
You didn't believe in them last week.
I didn't believe in them last week. And wide right is why they did not lose that game.
Yeah.
Wide right. I mean, how could wide right come back to haunt the Bills one more time?
They were going to lose that game. They were about to lose that. They were going to lose that game.
Another wide right.
They were going to lose that game. Mahomes did that in 13 seconds. If you don't think he was about to march that ass down there and get that field goal, I wish he would have made it. He had 42 seconds and 2 timeouts. He was going down there to score.
The Bills had,
and then the roles would have reversed because then Josh Allen would have had the ball. Clark Kent would have come out and he would have rolled reverse. They're going to overtime and the Bills would have won.
Mahomes was going to take that ball last. And speaking of running backs as a side note, I bet you won't say this to Isaiah Pacheco's face. That motherfucker runs hard. And that's what I'm worried about other than Mahomes. Is trying to hit that hard running motherfucker.
From a cop, bro. That dude runs hard.
Listen, a lot of Chief players, but Pacheco, that guy scares me when he runs the ball. Like they let Tyreek Hill walk so Pacheco could run. All right, I told Mike he might be the better number 10 in the future for the Chiefs.
He's incredible. And now they're not going to make the mistake and give the ball to Hardman in the red zone and just keep beating him.
What a weird play! Well, it's a typical Chiefs trick play they try to do every single time. They're good for one every single game. Some random weird trick play that normally works, but in that case just didn't work that time. The Bills had so many chances, man. I have to say that. Like, they had so many other chances outside of the field goal. Like, we can rip the field goal kicker, we can, but Stephon Diggs dropped a wide open pass. Josh Allen took Khalil Shakir, which Shakir, I think, is going to have a big role for the Bills next year, but he missed him in the end zone, too. So there was more than just the kick that the Bills had a chance to win, too. You know, it's just.
So did you feel the same way about the Green Bay Niners game? You feel like the Packers gave that game up more than the Niners claimed to be the better team in that game?
I think so. I mean, the Packers, for me, I like this Packers offense. There's just so many young guys on that team. They're cheap, too, so they can easily build that defense up. I'm a big Dobbs guy. Jaden Reed is good. And Jordan Love, man, he's proven me wrong. They had nothing to lose. Like, in the beginning of the year, I didn't even have them making the playoffs. So, like, when you have that team like that, nothing to prove, like nothing to lose, you know, they just were going to go all out here. And they had the chance. That was just more of like immaturity. I think maybe in a year or two, if they were in that same situation, they wouldn't have let the game go like that. So I think it's just a case of that they were just a young team at that point, a little bit of playoff immaturity.
How long until
a D coordinator? So we'll see who they get.
So I got a real important question. The most important question of it all is how far is your suites in the bank from the stands? Like, are they like right there for Jason, my boy, to jump down? Okay, so he can come back next year.
Yeah. the confirmed retired center. I don't know yet. Was he confirmed officially? Because he was gonna, and then I don't know.
No, he's not.
It's like
he's
Brady.
not confirmed yet.
It's like Brady.
I just want to make sure he lands softly, so he can come back next year, and win us another Super Bowl. So,
oh boy.
So we're all going. So Jamie and Fonz are going Ravens, right? Of course, Fonz.
Fonz,
And then
come on.
That'd be a first clip tomorrow. I'll be like, yep, there it goes. Guy in Lamar jersey. Trey, who you going?
I told you, I want the Ravens to win because I want fresh blood, but I'm not betting against Mahomes. The Chiefs are going to figure this out. How? Don't know.
His name ain't Michael Jordan all of a sudden?
You said what about Jordan?
I said his name ain't Michael Jordan all of a sudden. He's back to Mahomes.
You know Patrick, Michael Jordan, Mahomes?
full name.
Yeah.
Mike?
Sometimes we need to say his full name, sometimes we don't.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm on the I'm in the same boat as Trey. I really want the Ravens to win for fresh blood and for my friend Fonz to be happy. But until they give a reason for me to doubt them, I have to go with the Chiefs.
I gotta go with my new Heights brother and go with the Chiefs.
Let me say one. Let me say one thing with this comparing to the 14-2 team. They know they got smoked. The difference between that team and now is that they have better weapons for Lamar to throw to. That game against the Titans, against the Titans, the Titans stacked the box and there was nothing else they can do. They had their leading receiver was Seth Roberts for the Ravens that year. So I don't want to hear it. Now this year, all right, we got Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers, who I love, and Odell Beckham. So we have on the outside.
Odell may or may not even be there. Don't even put him into this conversation. Did Odell even play last week? Was he active last week?
Listen, I don't need him to be Giants Odell. I don't need him to be Giants Odell. He can get a catch.
No, you don't want Giants Odell. He'll fight a kicking net.
Listen, and expect also a big game from Isaiah Likely. I'm a huge fan of him. He's going to ball out too.
That's interesting you say that. Can you guys let Mark Andrews walk right now, given that you're winning without him?
Please, so he can be a Giant, please.
I would still keep Andrews because he was a reliable security blanket for Lamar, but it's also going to be hard because then if Likely still balls out, we could do, in the league now you can pay a 2 tight end set, but the thing is they both are receiving tight ends. None of them really can. Andrews can block. Likely couldn't block. That's why he was the backup the whole year. He didn't come in the 2 tight end sets. That's why they had Pat Ricard, the fullback, playing too. I would still keep Andrews now, but if it's like another year or so and Likely's balling out, then maybe. But I think Likely's gonna have a good game also.
Let's be realistic. There really hasn't been a great blocking tight end in a while because a lot of them are just playing out in the flat or playing
they're
the slot.
Big receivers.
Yeah, exactly. They're all skinny. Look at Ingram with the Jaguars. But
Ingram.
All right, so we got four Ravens and then 1 Chief. So, but let's side it over.
Where's your math?
Huh?
Your math's
off. Your math teacher at?
You got 3 Chiefs and 2 Ravens.
Oh, you guys said you want the Ravens.
Jay took the Ravens.
I said the Chiefs.
Right.
I said the Chiefs.
Okay. All right.
I said me and Mike both said the same thing.
The Ravens.
We said I would be cool with
I thought that was your choice.
No.
Oh, okay.
They don't want us to win, guys. All right, they don't want us to win. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, you guys let me host. I got nothing.
Sean Smith.
Let's move it over to San Fran and Detroit, which I think, and just before we move on to them, I think this is the best 4 right now. The final 4.
I think it's what everybody wanted.
This is the best final 4 right now.
Yeah,
I think the right 4. So, but moving on to the Detroit Lions versus San Francisco. Brock Purdy's been getting a lot of shit all week, and he should. You know why? Because he had 3 picks that any other team that this Lions defense will pick off. Mm-hmm. They were in the Packers' hands. They were here. It's like any good corner is going to pick them off. So I'm gonna throw it down to Grandpa Jay because I know he's got a lot to say about the Packers or the Lions in the Niners. So what do you got?
Well, I think I need to throw history out. I hate this thing I'm seeing about the Lions have lost 13 straight playoff road games, and last time they beat the Niners was like in the 70s. I mean, up with the times. This Lions team is on a mission. I haven't seen a team like this in a while, where you have this sense that like something else is pushing this team into glory. That there's an underlying tone of this like energy that is surfacing with this Lions team, and they are just rallying around each other. They're rallying around their head coach. The head coach is totally living up to what the city itself is, just this hard knocks, blue collar. We're going to grind. We're gritty. We don't care how we win. I think that's how you have to approach a team like the Niners, because you're not going in there to finesse the game. You're not trying to outscore them. You're obviously not trying to outgain them. You're going in there to just create turnovers and then have that offense go to work. And that offense looks like it is so hard to stop right now. I mean, Amon St. Brown, I'm saying right now, he could be the best receiver in the game next season.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm not knocking Jutta, all right? Not knocking Jutta, because same thing, until somebody else proves me wrong and JJ and the guy, Amon St. Brown is playing with this chip on his shoulder like he is the best in the game. And then thank goodness for them, Laporta stayed healthy. But it's all about the running game for them. That draft pick, everybody was like, what the hell are they doing reaching for a running back in the first round? There's so many other positional needs they needed. Why didn't you take this guy? Everybody looks stupid now. I mean, talk about running hard, and talk about a guy that is definitely, to me, the rookie of the year, had not CJ Stroud look like a top 5 quarterback in the league. This team is on a mission, man. I love it. I love it. I think San Fran stuttered their way into the NFC Championship game. Brock Purdy doesn't deserve some of the hate he's getting because he didn't turn the ball over, all right, unless the stats sheet said so. But what I'm excited for is I want to see the Lions come out and just punch them in the down mouth in the first quarter. And I want to see this Niners team adjust out of that, because I feel that they might start to panic if that happens.
You know what I want to see? Even though they're on the road, I still want to see Eminem walk the Lions out of the tunnel.
I'm surprised he didn't. I'm really shocked he didn't do that. I was like, interesting.
But you remember the last time he was in the booth when he was in Monday Night Football?
That
awkward encounter.
But John, I know who your favorite Lions player is. You think he can get the job done? You think he's enough to get the job done and pressure Purdy into creating turnovers?
Oh, Mr. Hutchinson?
Yes, you know what.
Yeah, man. I mean, he's going to be lining up on Trent Williams' side, and Trent Williams is an all-pro tackle. So, but Aiden's got that spin move down. He's got that Dwight Freeney spin move that's just dangerous. So he's very, very dangerous as a D-end. I think the Lions defense is just starting to click together. They're starting to they start to feel each other. You can see it when their formation is moving. That's what I look at when I look at a defense, is when they're moving in sync with each other and they're not like scrambling around. That's what I like about Fonz's Ravens too, is they move in sequence and they know where everybody's at, where they need to be. And that's what the Lions defense is doing right now. I definitely would say it's going to be a defensive game. I don't think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be in like maybe 17-14, 20-13 type of game. But yeah, I think the Lions are going to pull it out. I think Jared Goff's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove. He wants to get back to the Super Bowl. He wants to prove to Detroit, to L.A., everyone that's doubted him. That's what this whole team is made up about, is guys that are trying to prove everybody wrong. And that's a dangerous team to play, especially without your best player in Debo, who's questionable for that game.
He's playing.
He's going to play.
He's going to play.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Much?
Like, yeah, that's
what percentage is he going to
play?
Right.
Well, the way Ayuk's been playing, you don't have to play that much. Ayuk's playing like the number one, too.
He takes one. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that Debo does that Ayuk doesn't do.
Not just a receiver role.
Correct. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, San Fran, I'm not saying they're shitty. I'm just saying that there are good. I just feel like there's just too much going on right now. I think that Detroit has just a momentum right now.
Yeah, they literally have so much momentum. And remember when I never did it. I love, I call him Man Campbell. Remember when people trashed Man Campbell for his kneecap press conference? Everyone did. Everyone's like, well, this is a joke they should fire him right away. And I was like, no, like, this is what Detroit needs. This is what the Lions need. They've had years and years of, like, growing up, they were like the joke of the NFL. They needed like this culture guy to just change up the locker room. And in 3 years, lead them to the NFC Championship game. They're playing like the Packers, but like they have nothing to lose. A bunch of young guys, they're just going out there, nothing to lose. They all got drafted together. All those guys that were drafted, like, Gibbs, why'd you draft him so high? Amon-Ra was like the 14th receiver taken in the draft. What's the safety?
Yep.
Brian Branch, I believe his name is too. Remember when was like, why are you taking him? He slipped for a reason. Aiden Hutchinson, the Jaguars didn't take him at number 1. They're like, all right, like what happened here? Why did he slip one spot too? Like even just like from the top to the bottom, like they brought all these guys with a lot of things to prove, and look what it's bringing. They're like all coming together nicely. And John, I'm with you. The Lions, man, I love Dan Campbell. I might go with the Lions here, upsetting the 49ers here. I just like this Lions team. I do. And I'll say one thing, and Mike's gonna laugh at this. What does the B in Brock Purdy stand for? Blah, blah, blah. Lions by 3. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. That's it. Blah, blah, blah. Enough of him. Lions by
3.
Trey looks like he thinks different.
No, he's been waiting. He's been pacing. Oh shit! This motherfucker said
no. I mean, I've supported Detroit because I used to live there more than everybody. I remember when Brandon was on the show, I told him that I thought the best shot at taking the Niners out was the Lions, and Brandon's like, "Oh, I don't know." And that was our resident Detroit guy at the time, and he even kind of wavered a little bit on it. What do I want to happen? I want the Lions to win. What do I think's going to happen? The 49ers are going to win. The same logic everybody wanted to give about, oh my God, Mahomes never plays on the road and shit like that. Okay, so now you're going to trust all these young kids to go on the road who've never been here before? The same logic y'all want to throw to fucking Jordan over the other game is the same logic nobody's brought up in this week. You're right, Jamie. I don't give a fuck about what happened in 1970 because that's a whole different team. What I do know is none of these guys have really been on the road either because even when Goff did it, they were basically home. Even when he did it back with the Rams, he was basically home. And I do think at a certain point, the Niners, okay, so the secondary is a little bit sketchy. That's why I mostly worry about them. But they do have a good front seven. The Lions are built off the run. Fred Warner is a scary motherfucker in the middle to have to run up against it. The Lions do have a sketchy secondary to them. So I disagree with John with saying 17-14. I think it's going to be high scoring because I think neither one of these teams, I think if they want to spread out, are going to spread.
So, yeah, going to what Fonz had said with all those guys that had questions about them kind of coming together with the Lions, probably the biggest one is Jared Goff. He was already being labeled a bust with the Rams after that kind of mishap. After the first good year, he kind of went downhill, as we all know. That's what ended up leading to him getting traded, and people were already calling him a bust. Well, is he a bust now because he's leading this Lions team, at least offensively, into being the best Lions team I think we've all ever seen in our lives? Even the teams with Stafford and Calvin Johnson didn't look this good as a complete team. So, yeah, I kind of have to rock with the Lions. I know. So, disregard what I said last week. Okay, this week, both 1 seeds are going down. I know I said it last week, but I'm going to say it this week. No, this week.
Who's 1-0 in an NFC championship game and who's 0-1, not to really the fact that he could have finished the game. Goff's 1-0, Purdy's 0-1, even though Purdy played half that game. So I can't really say that he lost the game.
Interesting statistics.
One quarterback's been to the Super Bowl, one hasn't.
Yeah, right.
Goff is hungry.
No, he wants this so bad.
And you want to talk about a defensive game? That was a defensive Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And it was 3-0 at half.
Yep.
And to Trey's point, we were talking about it today, and like in one sense, Purdy. They were talking about how Purdy's stats were there, and then they were talking about how Lamar and Patrick Mahomes are, these elite quarterbacks, and which they are, but a lot of the things don't make sense because you say one thing about one quarterback that could be said about the same exact quarterback. I'm not saying Brock Purdy's a bad quarterback. When you try to label him as a great game as he was the reason why they won last week, come on now. He did have some good throws, but McCaffrey's the one that bailed him out. I mean, he ran that touchdown, guys bouncing off him. Come on now. Like, be realistic if you're a Niners fan. He's a good quarterback that has the potential to be great if he just keeps developing himself.
Right.
But he's not like this. They started putting him in the same category as, like, this one comment on Instagram was saying, oh, like Dan Marino, Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, and Tom Brady, yeah, they all had bad games. I'm like, bro, like, you're putting them in 20 years already in the league.
If you're going to criticize this guy, the one thing you could say is he's stuck in the Steve Young bubble right now because you're very good. You're a very good quarterback for your team, and that's what Steve Young proved to be. And at the time, he was also a mobile quarterback. And remember, in those days, if you're a mobile quarterback, it's like, well, you can't you can't sit in the pocket and get it done. So there's a lot of criticism as to why you won't win a Super Bowl.
Right.
And he finally debunked that. So in Purdy's case, it's not that he's that first time he's not going to do it. He's kind of stuck in that bubble now where Steve Young was, but you got to get over the hump to then even be considered, because, by the way, he wins one. He has the same amount as Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. But we're not going to put him in that category just yet. I mean, he has a great team around him, right? And I think what makes a quarterback a great quarterback is a guy like Lamar, a guy like Patrick Mahomes, who has literally no one and gets the job done. That's what I'm saying. If you put the same receiving core of that 14-2 on this 49ers team that the Ravens have, do you think they go 14? Do you think they go 14-3 this year? Not even close. Well, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I look at when I say Brock Purdy. And people make me pick and choose if he's good or not. I don't have a reason to hate the guy. I think it's great that what he did.
Drink the haterade, bro. It's okay.
But no, at this point in his career, the question compared to those guys, if that's the names that people want to bring up, like these Hall of Famers, the question is, at this point in Purdy's career, those guys, to your point, John, Mahomes, and including Mahomes and Lamar and those top flight quarterbacks, even in the league now, they make guys better. The question I would ask people to ask themselves is, does Brock Purdy make the guys better, or do the guys make Brock Purdy better?
Good question.
And I think that's a main difference.
Yeah.
I love Brock Purdy as a quarterback. I think he's a smart I think above all, he is a smart quarterback. He has good football IQ and knows what he needs to do to get the job done. But he's not. He's not close.
I think he just
level.
works with Kyle Shanahan in that system because he can make kind of any quarterback pretty competent in that offense. He took Jimmy G to the Super Bowl. You know, like you know what I mean? Like he's taken other quarterbacks and made them into like this 1 year where they look really good. Then once, you know, they're not connected with each other anymore, you see that the quarterback regresses. So I think it's the case of where he just works well with Shanahan. He knows how to get the best out of his guys, particularly now with Brock Purdy.
Yeah, I mean, this game is going to be one for the ages. I think it's going to come down to like I think a last minute drives, field goal, what have you. It's going to be a great game, and I'm glad it's the last game because I think the first game is going to be a little rocky to start off with. We're going to see some fireworks out of both teams. I think the biggest thing to see this weekend is Fonz. Where are you watching the game? Are you someone to watch the game solo, or are you someone to say, okay, I don't mind having people around?
Well, last week I had a couple of people, like we were hanging with my family. We went to a brewery and watched the game because it was like, you know what, like I'm not sure what's going to happen. Like I don't want to jinx myself. Now this time around, it's closer to my birthday is coming up, so I'm going to have a couple of my buddies. We're going to go check out the game at a local bar by me. And listen, if it gets ugly fast, I'm leaving. So just keep a lookout for me. I will hide my phone. I will not be on social media. But let me tell you this, if Sean Smith makes one bad call, you will not hear the other from me. I'm not letting this go.
Yeah, we gotta get you ready to go live and just go
no, I'll do that too. Maybe I'll get banned from Instagram if they let me go live from that too.
There you go.
Please tag us if you do that, because that would be fucking hilarious. Well, we all got our picks in. Everything's solidified. Fonz, we appreciate you coming on for this NFL talk, especially with your Ravens. Best of luck to your Ravens this week, and definitely got to have you back on here very soon, maybe during the Super Bowl.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for having me. And I got to get you guys on Slickback. Let's talk about that. So, after the show,
sure.
I'll definitely get you on Slickback too. We got to do the collab, a little bit of a home and home, I like to call it though. But again, thank you guys. You guys are absolutely killing it. Love your guys' content. Salute to all y'all. Go Ravens. Lamar.
Happy early birthday. You're going to get my birthday present this weekend, bro. I know you will.
It's going to be a good one or a bad one. Sean Smith, I'm after you. All right. So the guys at Cinco Squad, they asked me for a rant for the week. Now, I don't know why you guys gave me this opportunity, but I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And it's about my Baltimore Ravens. And I just found this out earlier today that Sean Smith will be refereeing this game. Now, if you guys aren't aware of Sean Smith, he's had some little controversial things here and there with some calls, some BS calls here and there too. There's a stat out there that he favors more of the away team with these penalties. And what are the odds? The odds that the Kansas City Chiefs are the away team for this matchup. And who is the most popular fan right now, quote unquote fan for the Chiefs? That is good old Taylor Swift. I'm watching you, Roger. Here, put the camera closer. I'm going to bring it closer. I'm watching you, what you're doing here. You want Taylor Swift to the Super Bowl, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. This is your ammunition here. Bring good old Sean Smith here. I've seen what he does. All right. This is just the state of the Ravens. All right. They always look down on us. This is what happens. I'm watching you. Enough of the Chiefs. Enough of Travis Kelce. Enough of Mahomes. Enough of Sean Smith. Enough of Taylor Swift. I'm after the Swifties. I'm coming after them. Taylor Swift might be a tad overrated. I'm just saying. Ravens by 3. Super Bowl. I'm ready for this. Enough.
All right, I want to get on to our next topic of the week is exit meetings. So there's been a lot of coaching changes over the last few weeks. There's been a lot of seasons ending for college football and NFL. Mm-hmm. So I want to know what you guys would say if, as a coach, either college or NFL, in an exit meeting, if you were leaving the campus or if the team was just eliminated and you were moving on to next season. Trey Day, I'm interested to hear your thoughts.
First off, goal 1, try to beat the media to the punch. You don't want the media to basically leak to your players that you're leaving. You want to be able to, as a man or woman, to be able to go look these young men or women in their face and say, hey, I'm looking to do something that's best for me, that's best for our family. You have to understand that. The transparency is everything. I know you can't go out here in the middle of interviews and say, hey, I'm for sure leaving, but kind of be transparent. Don't just hit these guys from left field, because that's really where you kill you can kill somebody, a young person's confidence when you do that. When you look at like the way Brian Kelly did Notre Dame, Mike's team back in the day, or did Cincinnati to go to Notre Dame, I'm sorry, when he just jumps up, I don't really care. Let me let y'all go ahead and get slaughtered by Tim Tebow and those boys out there. The way he did that, the way he did do Notre Dame eventually. When you look at that, or even when you like those sanctions are coming down, these players are going to have to stay, and then you do what the Pete Carroll thing that he did, or I don't like that. That's a bad look, because at the same time, especially when you look at the college kids, you're probably a 40, 50, 30-year-old person, and these people are 18, 19. You're supposed to be the leader. So as a leader, you want them to stand on business, stand on their word. You need to stand on business, stand on your word, and be able to go in and let them know, hey, this is what's best for my family. I do apologize. I'm here for if you need it. That's really the way that's the best way. There is no right way, but that's the best way you can go about it. Jay, you're a coach.
Yeah,
I'm curious. What do you feel? I from our resident coach, I'm curious. What are your thoughts on this?
I agree with a lot. I definitely agree with a lot of points you said, and most pertinent is the one where you make sure that if there's anybody you've spoken to prior to speaking to the kids, it could leak. You can't trust anybody. Like nobody's a trusted source as much as you think. He's going to tell her, or her's going to tell him. So telephone game equals whoops, it slipped. So from the time you make that decision with your family, the next move is to not make a spectacle of it, but you just ask all the players to meet, and they're probably going to know what's up. They might start tweeting stuff, or whatever, coach meeting, whatever, something might be going down, and then it could spread that way. But at least it didn't leak from you. The players might have speculated that. So I love your approach. Is get with your family, know you're making that choice, make sure that you have the other job secured, so you know that if you leave, that you are walking into that situation, and then sit down with the players, look at them in their eye, and say, to quote my man, Method Man, hey, you get off my cloud. You don't know me and you don't know my style. No, I'm kidding. What I'll tell them is, look, fellas, in life, you have to do what's best for the people that you take care of, that are right with you. Every time you leave this place we call job, or you leave this place you call your duty as an athlete, you're going into a place you call home, right? But you guys, you're in a temporary setting. For me, I'm making a home everywhere I go with my family, and now it's time for me to make that home somewhere else. I'd love if some of you guys would consider coming along for the ride, especially some of us that we bonded very well with, because by all means, invitation's open, but I'm also not asking you guys to leave a situation where maybe you're trying to leave your legacy in this school. I would give them the option. I mean, why not? The players aren't that loyal either. They might like your style, and you end up as a coach to say, yeah, coach, I'm riding with you. I like your philosophy. I want to help you be successful at. Of course, if I'm at, let's say, FCGU and I get a job in North Dakota, pretty sure my players are going, peace, coach. Enjoy North Dakota. But yeah, I definitely want to make sure that I'm getting to them as early as possible. And I think it would also be important to follow that up with one-on-one meetings, to hear where the players are at and to help them make decisions for themselves, because they trust you in that moment. And even though they feel like you broke that trust, it's good for them to feel like you're still there for them, knowing that you're looking out for their best interests and you still have their best interests at heart. even though you're not going to be their leader anymore. And that might be stepping on toes, but I feel like I would still make that choice on that day after the meeting and say, okay, we're having one-on-ones. Let's really talk about your future.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the NFL side and the college side. College side is way different, obviously. Exit meetings in the NFL mean either you're not going to get re-signed next year, or some players will be back next year that are under contract, of course. When you're looking at the NFL, I think it's very hard nowadays to have these exit meetings, because as a coach, when you're having these exit meetings with your players, you don't know if you're going to be there the next year. Especially because in the NFL, it's so lucid. It's just the name of the game is, if you don't win now, you're gone. And that's just a terrible mentality. But like to a book that I'm reading right now that Mike got me is this has been happening. Coach has been going through a carousel since the 50s, 60s, 70s. It's been happening. When they don't win, I mean, they were given a little bit more time, but when they don't win, you got to go. But in college, I think we're all in agreement in the sense of, hey, we want to let you know I'm leaving. Like, I find it very sketchy, and especially if I'm a recruit going to the school, knowing Kalen DeBoer is one example, just leaving Washington and going. And from the players' standpoint, they never knew he was leaving. They never knew he left. So that's a little, I mean, that may be up in the air. That may be some walk-ons talking. That may be, he may be told some players, but not all of them. But still, to your point, Jay, I mean, I know it's difficult on the football roster. 73 guys. You're going to have one-on-ones with all 73. That's a big task. That's a long time. It's not college basketball. It's a little different. So with the
I'm pretty sure some players would be like, forget you, right? So maybe
they would. Some players are already gone anyways because they're transferring. So when I'm looking at going into the meeting, it's just being open and honest. Like, hey, I got to do what's best for me in my future, and this is like an example of for you in your future when you get to the league that you have to do what's best for you and you and the league, yourself and your family. Because a lot of these guys, there's not guys playing for teams for 15, 20 years anymore. There's not. I mean, they're leaving every single year. They're doing what's best for them. And what's the first thing they say? I did this for my family. I did it. No, I mean, realistically, you did it for yourself. I mean, obviously the money helped in a sense, but you did it for yourself, number one. Number two, you did it for the money as well. So, I mean, the exit meetings are just, in the NFL, I think, are weird now because there was 18 head coaching vacancies? So who's the exit meeting?
Between coordinators and head coaches, right?
No, total.
No.
That's what I mean, with coordinators and not just head coaches, like positions available as coordinators and head coach.
Yeah, I think there was 18 total teams, had
some sort of
position.
So you're saying coordinators, maybe.
When you're having an exit meeting, I mean, you're not really doing that anymore in the NFL. I mean, they were alluding to, obviously I followed the Eagles, and they were having theirs with Howie and Jeff Lurie and Sirianni, but when you don't know if your coach is coming back, how are you supposed to have an exit meeting?
Maybe that's why there's so much damn parity, is because of course, I know I'm familiar with that offense, I'm familiar with that defense, I know that person.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches are moving so much and not even giving a chance. And in this league, I mean, if you don't draft well, if you're not picking up the right free agents, it's not like gone back to the NBA where they're stacking teams. Like San Fran's stacking right now. They're stacked. And to Trey's point your point last week, third time is now because they have to win. So when it comes to exit meetings, I mean, you just got to be honest and upfront and just move it forward.
Now, before we go to Mikey, give people a prequel of how good Mikey is at giving coaches speeches, because we got to hear one in a very special time in your life that's coming up pretty soon. Isn't that right, John? Are we on the brink of an anniversary here? So it's what year anniversary since we heard Mikey's speech to us?
So, yes, my 2-year wedding anniversary is on Monday. I can't believe it's been 2 years. Mike and I talked about it the other day. I was like, damn, it's been 2 years. Wow. And then we were thinking about, the day, today, we were thinking, this time 2 years ago, we were all just getting set up, everyone was getting in town and whatnot. Yes, my beautiful bride and wife are celebrating 2 years on Monday, and I couldn't be happier. So, and Mikey gave us groomsmen an amazing speech that I still can't watch. So,
Mike, live up to the hype, Mike. Come on, live up to the hype, buddy. I've been waiting for this all week.
Do it. Now he's under pressure.
Yeah, now I'm under pressure. I can't remember the speech. Now, for those that weren't there, Trey knows because Trey was helping me out a lot with it. He knows how much pressure I felt on that day. My legs were shaking. No, I think so. When it comes to it, kind of, I'm not going to give like a full speech, but I'm very much a proponent of, if I were to ever be a coach in any sport at any level, whatever, I'm big into the idea of being a team builder and helping to make everybody around me, both on the coaching staff and on the roster, better. Not only better athletes, but better people at the same time. So for me, there's always going to be, like, from a college perspective of like jumping ship to another school or whatever, there's always going to be people, again, both on the staff and on the team as players, that aren't going to understand, aren't going to give a shit, and are pretty much going to tell you fuck off. And there's nothing, it doesn't matter the school, doesn't matter the level, program, the sport, whatever. There's always going to be people like that. And so you have to, as a coach, I think you have to, when you're making that decision for your family, for yourself, for the money, all of the factors that go into it, you have to kind of put that part of it aside. You have to understand that that's going to happen. But for me, I am a big agreement with you guys in that do it before you talk to the media. Don't talk to anybody before you talk to the team, because above all, this is the most important people that this is affecting is the team. Mm-hmm. You're changing. We look at the prime example now is Kalen DeBoer. Supposedly 40 name plaques were missing a half hour to an hour after he made the announcement. Well, after it was announced on social media and TV and the players found out, which, by the way, as a side note, I still feel that was absolute bullshit on DeBoer's part. I think it's messed up.
Realistically, you can't control it.
No, you can't control it, but at the same time, I think it could have been handled a little more delicately.
Yeah. You can control your
you're part of the whole thing, right, but you can't control what people are doing.
If people hear about it, people hear about it. It's just you can control, at least you can do your best to control the team hearing it, which is why, like, when I make and this would be me if I were in his shoes, or if I was in the shoes of somebody like a coach like that. As soon as I make that decision, I'm setting up a team meeting and even if, like, I mean, I can make the decision at midnight, right? And so we're not going to have the team meeting until the next day or whatever, but I can at least send a message out or something.
Coach.
Right, exactly.
Get your ass out of bed.
Coach, what the hell? Get your ass doing it.
Hey, yo, I'm leaving. I'm just letting you know, all right?
Click.
Bye.
Mass message.
Just an emoji.
Emoji piece.
No, just some of the Tyreek Hill piece that he always does.
Just show the Forrest Gump running.
Yeah, the gif of
Lieutenant Dan.
But yeah, so
that's my boat.
That's my boat.
That's my pain.
Thought I'd come test my sea legs, but you ain't got no legs, Lieutenant Dan. But no, so for first and foremost, team meeting to tell them in personally, especially guys, if I've coached them their entire careers, or if I've coached them, I recruited them, like, there's a personal thing there. So I would want them to know from me. And then I agree with what Jason, open door policy. I'm not going to make you have a one-on-one meeting with me. I get it. A lot of you are probably pissed off at me. You probably want to take that time to decide whether you're transferring out or if you're going to the league after all, or things like that, and then where you're going and making your own life decisions. Because in the end, especially at a college football and college basketball level, most of these guys are grown-ass men that have to make professional decisions, business decisions. And I understand that. But, guys, at the end of the meeting, it's, guys, thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for everything you've done for this program. If you are staying in this program, I wish you nothing but the best of luck in continuing to make this program top A+, top flight talent, and making this school a better place for people to be at and for people to enjoy. I want you to know I will be in my office for the rest of the day or rest of the week or however long you have until you have to move to your next, move to the next program or get ready to do that. My door will be open if you want to talk. And that's if you want to talk about anything. If you want to talk about if you should stay or not, I'll talk to you about that. What you can do to be a better player, I can talk to you about that. Stuff that's been bothering you. If you don't want to talk football or transferring or me leaving or anything like that, if you just want to talk, my door's always open. Please. I may no longer be your leader. I may no longer be your coach, but I am still your friend. I am still I still want to be there for you because nobody should have to make these adult decisions, these business decisions for their career alone. So I want to be there. My door is open. Anyone that wants to come in, whether you want to come in by yourselves, in groups, what have you, please. So that's my whole thing is I want to.
You're gonna have Washington Huskies knocking at your door. Hey, coach, are you good?
And do you guys feel though that it's a bit ridiculous that like they just have to report right away? I get it, like it's a profession, and you have to now go and take over that team right away.
Yeah.
I was gonna hit on that a little bit about the media as well as reporting on that side of things. So to all the media members out there, start doing your job better, and that's my biggest thing. You don't always. Denzel Washington has a great quote, and it's not even a quote he meant to. He was just talking to a reporter because a reporter was trying to throw shit on Denzel, and Denzel's like, "Where'd you hear that? Do you want to be first or do you want to be right?" So many of you reporters want to be first instead of being right, and it's bullshit. And you ask these dumb questions when you go into these meetings, like when you went into the Eagles locker room and asked Fletcher Cox about his head coach, trying to throw clout on him. And it pissed me off because, as a matter of fact, you have your opportunity to talk to this all-pro, Hall of Fame D-tackle. And this goes for anybody. Anybody, like any player, any coach, or anything. You have a chance to go talk with these people and earn their trust. And you do shit like that, that pisses me off. Because Cinco Squad could be in that locker room talking to those guys, asking them intelligent questions about this. And you don't understand how lucky you have the opportunity to go in there and do that. So do better in the media and stop reporting on bullshit and report on the right things. Because it's absolutely ridiculous. And as people that are in the media right now, we don't get the opportunity to go in there and ask. We're offended for that. And that's why players don't trust the media, because of people like that and people that report shit that is just shit. Exactly. Sorry, Jay, didn't mean to cut you off, but I thought
I want you guys' opinion on it.
Yeah. I mean, when I know you were talking about reporters, I think you're talking about reporting. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, what I mean is like, so, all of a sudden it's like, so you have the job when you're hired and it's Tuesday and you're gone Tuesday night, you're starting on Wednesday. I understand that. It's a profession and you need to now lead that team right away. But to me, there should be a grace period because if you're really about human development and you're telling another coach to come in here and have this sort of integrity and bring this to our campus and bring this to our alumni, bring this into our fan base, bring this to our team. It's like, but fuck your old team. Just leave them high and dry and just come and take over ours. It's like, how are you setting the right precedents right away? Because the demand is you have to report to the job within 24 hours, which doesn't give these coaches a window of opportunity sometimes. Because like you got to leave and come to the job now. If you're going to take this job, these men need a leader tomorrow. No, they don't. It's the off season. Like they can just work with the strength coach for a week and just work on conditioning or focus on other stuff. They don't need to talk X's and O's and know your philosophy and your vision. You have plenty of time for that. I just feel like they need to have a bit of a window here where it's like, look, if you're a man of integrity, do it your way. Can you be here in 72 hours? Yes, I can. Okay, we'll see you on Friday. I'll see you on Saturday, right?
Well, I think it's reported, and a lot of the things I think are done like that. I think what we see is Kalen DeBoer getting off the plane in Alabama the second it's reported, right? Like the second. And I think that's just a media publicity because these guys are flying private jets, right? Like they're just hopping and go. So I think they're just going to show face. But I do understand what you're saying. But I think nowadays it's so difficult because you're not only dealing with high school kids. Now they are in the transfer portal just as much as they're in the high school kids' living room. So there's a lot more travel. You have to go in and for his sake, he has to go in and take the reins of a guy that brought 6 national titles in every single year was contending in there. That's a tough. I mean, for him, his mind is like, holy fuck. I actually got the keys to the Lamborghini, and I'm here.
In Alabama.
Trey, what do you think?
I mean, I don't know. It like that kind of is crooked to me. I mean, Lincoln Riley did the same shit back at USC where, like, you just look up and they're like, yeah, look at Lincoln Riley and all the coaches. And they're like, look at these guys, they're stars. And I'm like, it's kind of fucked up. Y'all just already on the plane bouncing. Like, I don't know. That just, to me, that I do question a little bit of the character when I see that, or like the board's already gone. It's like, I mean, especially I feel like when I see something like the board do that, and you literally just lost like a couple days before, and I'm like, damn, were you already interviewing already a foot out the door? We were planning for this championship game. Were you was Michigan actually like really focused on this? And you're like, well, let me see about Alabama, and I'm already looking at houses. Like, is he sitting there on his fucking iPad looking at houses instead of looking at extra film on JJ McCarthy? Like, I don't know. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I'm not trying to question that man's integrity, but
he throws up the wrong slide in the film session. Fucking real estate and
real estate
Alabama.
In
Tuscaloosa. Yeah, like, that's why I'm like looking at that
$5 million mansion. What's this? Coach, that's nice. Where's that? Oh, it's Tuscaloosa. What are you doing there? Oh, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Just win the game.
So, yeah, I don't know. That never sits well with me. I just hate.
I get you.
The whole movie.
What's the grace period, right? Like, what's the grace period? 72
hours.
To be
honest, if you
4 days, 5 days. Like, you know what I mean?
It's really up to the coach because, okay, if I'm the board and they want me that bad, I can even tell Alabama, look, you hired me on Monday. I'll be in town in Tuscaloosa on Thursday. I'll be in town Wednesday. What's Alabama going to be like? Nah, bro, we need you in the next 20 minutes. Or no, they're not going to say that. Not when you're the guy they wanted. You can get that in there. It's no different. I'm not saying 2 weeks, but it's like when you go for a job interview and you say, hey, I need 2 weeks notice. How many times does a job used to be like, no, fuck that. Don't tell the job because they want the same courtesy for themselves. And that any program worth a damn is going to be like, you know what? I get it if he wants to stay for 48 hours just to pass things up. Shit, to be honest with you, he may be able to still a fucking recruiter too. If you let his ass sit there for 48 hours. If I was
That's true. You get in-person meetings.
Yeah, you got in-person meetings. I may be taking my fucking quarterback with me. So, yeah, you can negotiate the grace period. That's my thing.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, I just think it all depends, each situation. And I think it all depends if you get fired, too. Like, right? Yeah. Like, you get fired, you got to go. See ya. Get out. Your office already taken.
Yeah, get fired. Yeah, get fired.
They were saying that they should keep Saban. They should keep Saban's office as is and make it like a I don't know, like a memorial, not a memorial, like a shrine? Museum, a shrine.
A shrine to Nick Saban.
No, I'm saying like I didn't agree with it. I was like looking at it, I was like, well, y'all know he still has stuff in there that he needs that like to pull out.
Why do you need? Why would you keep his office?
And that's his office. Like he's not like they're not giving away his office. He'll be there. He was there the next day. He was there working the next day. So
you have to go in there and pray before every season to Nick Saban.
And it's in the training facility. It's not even in the fucking stadium. It's in the training facility.
Who art is Saban, hallowed be thy name.
All right, well, let us know what you guys would do as an next meeting. We got to get the show on the road.
Let's get to business. Ohio State's back and fuck that khaki-wearing motherfucker. I'm glad Jim Harbaugh is gone. Personally, I was ready to pack his bags for him. Yeah, he gave it to us the last couple years, and I admit that. I'm sure he'll do great things out there in Los Angeles. Maybe he'll get the best years out of Justin Herbert. But anyways, I was already getting to this anyways. We're coming back here. We have spent over $13 million in NIL money, basically to bring back most of the defense. I think we're bringing back something like 8 or 9 of our 11 starters on defense. Then we add out Caleb Downs, the best safety freshman in America last year. We go out there, we add a stronger center than we had. Will Howard's going to be a better quarterback. We go to Ole Miss. We get Jenkins. You add him and Travion. We probably have the best backfield probably in America next year. And on top of that, we have one of the best defenses, if not the best defense. You damn right, Ohio State will be coming in as the number 1 team next year. I fully expect to get the best out of him. Ryan Day, I told you in the season ended, it was on you. And this is the response I like to see. Some people hating on the Bill O'Brien move. Hey, fuck it. Y'all can hate on it. He's not the fucking head coach. He sucks as a head coach. He's the OC. We don't need him to be the best OC because look how much shit we're bringing back. Look how much shit we added. The Buckeyes are back. And like I said, fuck that khaki-wearing motherfucker Harbaugh. But good luck up there in L.A.
Well, as we're exiting exit meetings, we're going to enter into Stump the Squad where let's get it going, guys, for Stump the Squad.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And the time has come. Trey Day is under immense pressure on this show because it's win or the title comes to Champa Bay, as we like to say over here. So,
get ready, Trey.
You know how it goes already with Stump the Squad. We ask each other a bunch of questions. We pretend like we don't know the answers to make you guys feel good about yourselves because we know everything when it comes to sports trivia. You get +2 if you get it right. You get -2 if you get it wrong. And what we're doing is trying to crown a champion in our 100th show. Right now, yours truly is a front runner. Trey got to run the table. So good luck, buddy. I'm going to make sure you go first there. You got no momentum this week. So Trey, take us away.
Who run this mother? Who run this mother?
Nice.
So I was in this conversation with a homie, and we was talking about like he had said something. He was like, "Damn, do you realize the Rock has this many IG followers?" And it was something crazy, like almost 400 million. It was like, damn, he's So I was like, I wonder who has the most in the NBA. That's LeBron James. Naturally, be too easy of a question. So what I did is I picked 4 NBA people, and y'all tell me which of these 4 NBA players has the most followers on Instagram right now.
That's a good question.
Right. Don't forget, follow our Instagram. Links below.
Follow
Cinco
our
Squad
Instagram
Pod
so that
05.
Yeah, get us more followers than any of these following people.
Yep, we need to have more of them. So our 4 basketball players for this are going to be LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, Klay Thompson, or Ja Morant. Who has the most followers of those 4 NBA players?
LaMelo seems like you don't give a shit about social media. Lonzo's living that life. He's part of that generation. Give me Lonzo.
Who is it again? Lonzo,
LaMelo Ball, Lonzo Ball, Klay Thompson, Ja Morant.
I'm going to say Klay Thompson. I think that's a secret.
Yeah, I think it's a sneaky. He's been in the league for a long time, and he's been such a good shooter, and they've won so many titles. I think it's Klay.
Okay, so we're going John Klay, Mike Klay. Jamie, you said Lonzo or LaMelo? I don't know, Ball.
LaMelo.
You said LaMelo?
Yeah.
Okay. So today, I have successfully stumped the squad. The answer is Lonzo Ball.
Nice.
Oh,
even though Lonzo
first choice.
Yeah, so just as a quick thing, Lonzo has the 5th most Instagram followers of any NBA player active right now.
Wow.
Klay is 6 overall of any active player. LaMelo is 11 overall, and Ja Morant is actually 13 overall.
Who's 2, 3, 4?
I know Steph.
Steph, of course.
I know Steph is 2. LeBron is like 100 something.
Maybe Giannis.
Giannis.
I think it might be Giannis.
Yeah.
Embiid.
Durant was up there, but I can't remember if he's 4.
Yeah, Durant's a big Twitter guy.
Might have been, but it might have been. It was Instagram though. It might have been Kyrie. Kyrie was really up there too. It was somewhere Durant, Kyrie, somewhere around there. Draymond was pretty down there for like the Warriors. Klay was the one that shocked me because he's so mellow, and I know people fuck with him, but for him to have been 6, I was like, oh shit. And Ja, I would have thought would have been higher than 13 just because the youth
really took a hiatus and unfollowed about 500,000 people.
Right,
well, did you count all of KD's accounts on IG?
If we count all of his accounts, KD with the burn is probably first. All right, let's see. Who I think have a good question? I think Mike's gonna stump Jamie. So let's go, Mike. I feel like Mike.
Okay.
Come on, Trey.
Okay. So take it to the NFL. Sort of. I got you. Which of the following athletes were not born the year of the Lions' last championship?
Grandpa J.
He is not one of the answers. Is it A, Daryl Dawkins, B, Mike Bossy, C, Lou Whitaker, or D, Ozzie Newsome?
So they were born after their championship is what you're saying, right?
I'm just saying they were not born the year that the Lions last won a championship.
What was the year? Or can you not tell that?
Like 57 or something like that.
They won an NFL championship, I think.
Yeah.
You can't give that away.
I'm not
I'm
giving
going to
that away,
go
no.
Daryl Dawkins.
Okay. I'm going to go Ozzie Newsome.
Was not born. Daryl Dawkins, 80s, guy, 50s, 30s. Who's C?
C was Lou Whitaker.
Lou Whitaker.
Okay, so Jay says Lou Whitaker. John says Ozzie Newsome. And Trey says Daryl Dawkins. This week I have successfully stumped the only two guys left with a chance to win. John got it right. It's Ozzie Newsome.
Damn it.
He was born the year before. Jay, good thing that I didn't ask for Trey's sake what year it was the last time the Lions won a championship, because it was 1957. He was born in 1957.
Wow.
You know what? We're going to try to keep him without momentum, Jamie.
All right, so we're going to stick to the gridiron here. Gentlemen, can you tell me which NFL wide receiver in the history of the league has the most touchdowns in a single season playoff run? So just one playoff run in one season. Which wide receiver has the most touchdowns? Is it Randy Moss? Is it Jerry Rice? Is it Cooper Kupp? Or is it Larry Fitzgerald?
In one season, in one playoff?
In one playoff run.
In one playoff run.
Who has the record for most touchdowns scored in a single year during a playoff run?
You're tricking me with that Mr. Kupp.
Yeah, his little Kupp.
Guy. His little
Yeah,
Kupp.
my little Cooper Kupp.
I want to
You
say
got Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Cooper Kupp, or Larry Fitzgerald.
That's the thing, is like, I don't know how many Larry had against the Steelers. Like, I don't know if Larry was a part of that Steelers one.
He was.
I'll split between two people here.
I think it's Jerry. I think it's Jerry, and I'm gonna say Randy Moss, because they had a crazy fucking playoff run that year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Randy Moss because I want to say it was the perfect year.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Larry Fitzgerald.
Well, the almost perfect year.
Yeah,
And
that was my other choice.
Being asked this question, I'd also just want to say the word Randy. But the answer is Larry Fitzgerald. Congratulations, Trey.
Wow.
No, because y'all got to remember the Patriots year, they didn't play the first round.
They
So I
only
kind of in my
played
head.
2 games.
They only had 2
that's
games.
true.
I was
Actually
trying to
played
factor
4
in.
games.
I was trying to flash back. I'm like, I think the Cardinals played from the wild card that year.
Bro, I saw it today, and they were showing highlights. Warner didn't give a shit. He was like, Larry, go get the ball.
Yeah,
There must have been like
crazy that run.
9 to 10 deep balls in that run during that playoff run where he was like, Larry, just go up and get it. There was one catch against Carolina. His body was almost like in the air horizontal. The ball hit off his shoulder, bounced. 2 defenders are around him. He still went out and grabbed it and pulled it in. I'm like, this guy did not get enough credit for the magician he was, man. He was incredible.
Larry was just an underrated, great receiver.
Yep.
Great receiver. All right, so now the scores are Grandpa J at -4, me at 0, Trey at 0, and Mike. No, he had -2. And Mike at -4. You do that every week. He made me question. The fuck? No.
I forgot he got the first. He got it wrong. So
I'm up. So basically, Mike, you're eliminated. No, you're not.
Yeah.
So we all could tie. Then we got to bring Malin in to give us the time.
No,
you said you're at 0, right?
Well,
you can't lose points here, so
Ooh.
you can't lose points. So you need.
Trey
It's either you or Trey. If Trey gets it wrong, you win. If Trey gets it right, he wins and stays alive.
And if I get my question right, I win.
Well, gee, I wonder if you will.
I'm going to lose a tiebreaker again.
Somehow.
Or win one. All right. The NFC West has a total of how many wins as a division, like the division total since 1970 to now, how many do they have in the playoffs?
The NFC West used to be
I'm sorry, hold on. In the playoffs.
Okay.
In total, how many do they have since 1970 to now? How many playoffs wins does the NFC West division have? 17, 16, 20, or 14?
Well, let's
What was
see.
the numbers again?
17, 16, 20, or 14?
Oh,
20.
let's see. The Niners have a lot.
Lot.
The Seahawks have a lot.
So do the
at least
Rams.
recently.
I mean, it has to. You're talking in a specific round in the playoffs?
No, playoffs. Total.
Playoffs in general?
Total.
And the NFC West used to have 5 teams too until they realigned. It was Arizona, San Fran, Seattle, the Rams.
Seattle wasn't always. It depended on how you did the math. Though. Seattle wasn't always in the NFC West. Remember, they used to be an AFC West team.
Exactly.
It depends on how the math was done in your question, because Seattle was the AFC West team when we were kids.
I'm gonna go with my. I'm just gonna go with my gut, and I'm already out, so it doesn't matter. I'll say 16.
17.
So I'm gonna re-say this question because I did it wrong. Okay, I said it wrong, and this may change your answer. So this isn't total playoffs. This is how many wins do they have in the NFC Championship game records from 1970?
Okay, that is a different.
So how many NFC championships have been won by teams from the NFC West? Totally, you're saying like what's that?
Total wins. Right? Total wins. Correct. Yeah. Yes. Sorry about that. I said I wanted to correct the Niners.
Still the Niners.
All right, so that may change your answers. I don't know.
I'm just gonna. I guess I'll still stick with 16.
Mike, Trey.
What was our numbers again?
17, 16, 20, and 14.
Bub.
Right?
He knows the
answer.
I'm gonna still stay with 20.
Trey with 20. Grandpa J.
You said 14 was an option?
Yeah.
14.
Grandpa J. So, for a second week in a row, I have successfully stumped the squad. It is 17 wins.
I should have gone to my original answer.
And I am week 95 champion.
So I counted 8 for San. I know San Fran's won 7 at least.
I don't know. It just says they have 17
well, San Fran's won 5 Super Bowls and they've lost their last 2, right?
So it's
San Fran won 7, Seattle won 2, the Rams have won 3, Arizona's won 1. That got me to 13. And I was trying to say, who did I leave out?
Seattle lost a Super Bowl. The Rams lost the Super Bowl.
They lost 2 and won 1 that I remember. Seattle won 1, lost 1. So
no,
that's
the Rams
5.
have won more. The Rams have
won
2
or 2 or 3.
The Rams have won 2 at least.
2.
They won 2.
Greatest show on turf.
99. Greatest show on turf.
Right, so they won
5.
And then
they won a couple years ago.
The Rams won
5.
They mean the 5 Super Bowls? Wow.
1979, 1999, 2001, 2018, and 2021.
That's right. They went twice with Kurt Warner. So that's why
they lost.
I couldn't figure out.
They went
one. Yes.
They went once with Eric Dickerson.
Arizona's been once or twice?
Once.
Right.
Once to the Steelers.
And Seattle's been 3 times.
Yeah. So Arizona won, Seattle 3, Rams 5.
If people forget about Seattle went in 2008 against
San Fran's 8 times.
Yeah, Hasselbeck.
Jesus.
The Hasselbeck one.
So
does that mean?
Hold on. I want to announce my victory. God damn it! I don't get it very often.
Your victory.
I am
a victory.
No, screw you, Jay. We'll get to you in a minute. So I am week 95 champion, and our first ever Stump the Squad champion goes to Grandpa J. Grandpa J, congratulations on the victory. We are still going to play this out to see who comes in second and third and fourth, because now I have the total at hold on one second.
You know what was going to win the next 5
all weeks. I got to thank you for coming through this week.
I know, because I had him sweating for a minute there.
So the totals are Jamie with 11 wins, Trey with 5, Mike with 4, and now me with 4 wins. So the fight for second is on.
Hey, it's like fantasy football. These two cats are fighting for 9th and 10th.
Bitch, I came in 6th.
I might just buy myself my own championship chain.
All right, go ahead.
Cool.
Saves us every Stump the Squad for the next 30 weeks. Make them sick of that.
Well, so from here on out, what are we doing, fellas? Every 25 episodes?
Yeah.
Every 25 episodes, we'll be crowning a new Stump the Squad champion. So that means Grandpa Jay's going to pass that on to me because I'm going to go on a hot streak in the beginning of the year. I usually fall off at the end. I get tired.
You're going to have the taste of glory in 30 weeks. Sure.
The owner of the Utah Jazz came out this week and said that his main goal, as well as the main goal of the ownership group, is to bring an NHL team to Salt Lake City. Count me on board. I think that's awesome. Salt Lake City, Utah has not been a place I've heard floated ever for an expansion team. I mean, they talked about Seattle, they did that. They talked about Vegas, they did that. And of course, I'm always a proponent of bring hockey back to Quebec City and bring back the Quebec Nordiques. I think they unfairly lost their team, even though the Colorado Avalanche have been a great franchise since, including winning a cup the first time they weren't in Quebec. But I'm really interested to see what a Salt Lake City or / Utah NHL franchise would look like and what they can bring to the table. Ryan Smith, the owner, seems to be a kind of new age type owner. I mean, he's wearing t-shirts and blazers or hoodies to press conferences and things like that. Seems more up with, I guess, what's now and kind of a more casual ownership as opposed to the good old boys always wearing suits club. And I'm interested to see what that can bring to the National Hockey League. Now, they're not going to want to, have an uneven amount of teams. That would be Team 33. So you need a Team 34. Bring back Quebec with them. But yeah, go Salt Lake City, go Utah Jazz ownership group. Bring that NHL team to the Utah area because I think that would be awesome.
And fellas, what a great episode, Fonz. Yes. Thank you again for coming on.
Awesome.
Best of luck to your Ravens this weekend. I know it's nerve-wracking. I was there last year. Very nervous. So best of luck to your Ravens. Fellas, any final thoughts heading into the weekend?
For sure. Let's go, Cats. Let's bounce back. Take down them hogs.
I thought you were going to do a rap right
there. Let's go Heels. Third in the nation at the moment. Let's get to number 1 because we deserve it. We're playing great ball this year. I'm super excited to get to the tournament.
Yeah.
Smoking on that khaki pack.
I am excited for some good football this weekend and for my anniversary dinner.
Yes.
With my beautiful, beautiful bride. I can't wait to go out to dinner on Saturday night, still on the 75 Hard Challenge. So I will be healthy.
Anniversary.
So it will be a great evening. It'll be a great weekend of football and sports. So hope everyone has a great weekend. We will be back here next week for episode 96. We'll see you guys here next week.
Happy anniversary, John and May.
Happy anniversary.